if anybody know about business, you don't keep that type of money in just regular account. So I had to wire the money from somewhere.
Okay.
So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is this, I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do all the controlling.
Yeah.
He don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any. Floyd,
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd could.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests
that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Floyd Mayweather speaks openly on the Joe Rogan Experience about losing $1.1 billion and explains that he still owns a private jet and many properties. He adds that if people think this means being broke, then everyone would want that kind of broke.
Talk about the Business Insider article that ran.
Yes.
We debunked this reporting, but the gist of it was that Dan Geiger, the BI reporter, said that you didn't do the $400 million Black Spruce deal. Mm-hmm. And you sued BI and Geiger for defamation recently. You said that Geiger harassed you and your family through hundreds of phone calls. And you also said his reporting was racially biased. What do you hope to get out of suing Geiger? Why did you do that?
Well, I'll leave that to the judge. I'll leave that to the lawyers. I just want the people to know, I'm 48 years old. I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the questions.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old. And I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. I worked hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my companies.
Joe Rogan says the reason Floyd Mayweather lost his money was due to how he spent it buying very expensive watches and things he did not need and living in an overly excessive way.
Man, he needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive, though, but...
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah, because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones given away for charity. That's a tax.
A post about Floyd Mayweather is spreading fast on X with more than 7 million views claiming he went broke after earning over $1.2 billion and people are shocked seeing his homes and cars being sold. Akko Scoopta shared it again and said Floyd lived in extreme luxury, never wearing the same underwear twice, paying someone to clean his cars every day, spending $12,000 each week at a Japanese steakhouse, and once throwing $50,000 into a pool for strippers. He also bought diamond-covered gadgets, a $10 million ring, many luxury cars, and 2 private jets worth $60 million and $30 million. Gambling losses kept rising, and even a $7 million jewelry theft did not stop him. The Internal Revenue Service asked for $22 million, but most of his money was tied up, causing delays. He said now in 2026 one jet has been sold and a court allowed creditors to take his Bugatti. His club has unpaid taxes he still owes Logan Paul $1.5 million from 4 years ago, and his team asked Showtime networks for his earnings records, but they said the files were lost in a flood. He once lived a very lavish life, and a dealer who sold him more than 100 cars said he always paid in cash and enjoyed showing his wealth.
Actually had to invest in a brand new cash counting machine specifically for Floyd. The one we had, it was just not that great, so we spent a little more money and got the best one, and it's really for...
Floyd Mayweather defended how he lived, saying this is his life, and he would not mind if others earned the same amount. He added that the rumors about him being broke are driven by jealousy.
I'm pretty sure I'd be upset too if I was somebody else. I'd be mad at Mayweather too. 29 years or 30 years, you keep getting money like this. I'd be mad too. I'd be hating on Mayweather too. Continue to hate. People only talk about winners. I'm a winner, so continue to talk. Keep your bread fresh. Put it in the bag.
Money the bread man. Chip money. Fucking throw it in here, sir. Throw it in the Floyd bag. See, I'm born crocodile phones, Himalayan phones, crocodile bags.
Wade Plemons responded to Logan Paul comments about Floyd Mayweather, confirming that Floyd still owes him $1.5 million from their exhibition fight and pointing out that money disputes are still ongoing.
Because he's still waiting on the 1.5 from Floyd Mayweather. He made this video simultaneously with the beef with Le'Veon, and I don't know, maybe it's coincidence, maybe it isn't.
Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2. The fight nobody asked for except me. I need this because if Floyd wins, he can finally pay me my $1.5 million. I don't care about the legacy fight. I don't care that these men have a combined age of 100 years. I care that Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer alive, uses those same hands that made him 100 million to Venmo me my money. And Floyd, if you're watching this, win it and pay me back or I'm gonna send my goons after you. Gotcha. Hey.
I really don't know why I watched that. Yeah, listen, dude. Logan is, again, functionally a coward for not doing this. I was really excited for it, too. I couldn't wait. That was about to be content, stud. But, I mean, okay, yes, I understand if he is under WWE contract, they're not going to allow him to do certain things.
Floyd Mayweather is said to be under financial pressure, and some experts blame his new manager for part of the problem. His lavish spending, along with certain management choices, seems to have made his money issues worse. Court records identify Jonah Renitz as a key figure, described as one of the most important and active white-collar cooperating witnesses in recent Southern District of New York cases.
19 million of the money was lost. So to lose 19 of 20 million, I mean, what, did you go to the casino over and over? Like, you know. So Rechnitz, now mind you, this is Floyd's new buddy, his new financial advisor. Rechnitz became what prosecutors called, quote, one of the single most important and prolific white-collar cooperating witnesses in the recent history of the Southern District of New York, testifying in multiple federal corruption trials. He claimed to have weekly phone conversations with Mayor de Blasio on his personal cell phone in exchange for campaign contributions. De Blasio, of course, was never charged. Now in court, Rechnitz paints himself as a changed man. While living in New York, I felt pressure to become a big shot, he told the judge. Sound familiar with Floyd Mayweather?
He described having weekly calls with Mayor Bill de Blasio on his personal phone in return for campaign donations. Though de Blasio was never charged in court, Jonah Renitz said he has changed and remembered the pressure to act important. While living in New York, experts have compared his story to Floyd Mayweather, showing how similar pressures and management choices can complicate finances despite facing legal issues. 5 months in prison and 5 months of house arrest. He has not yet served time, illustrating how money and power relationships can be very complicated.
5 months in prison, 5 months house arrest, but he's yet to serve any time. I'm sorry, he got sentenced to 10 months in 2019. Five months in prison, 5 months and house arrest, but he's yet to serve any time. His sentencing has been repeatedly delayed and reassigned to different judges. But he remains free nearly 9 years after pleading guilty. So he's been out of jail for 9 years. The guy hasn't even done his 5 months. So he's got his hand in the corruption cookie jar still, it seems like. After the scandal, he moved back to LA, where he's from, and became a jeweler. He launched Jadel Jewelry and Diamonds, leveraging connections to celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Shaq, and Scottie Pippen.
Teddy Atlas notes that public opinion about Floyd Mayweather has changed sharply. Fans who once cheered his unmatched success now make fun of him. Many who admired his luxury lifestyle and perfect record are questioning his money choices and personal decisions. Atlas says this shift shows how fast public perception can turn. Mayweather's path from celebrated champion to a figure facing criticism highlights how fragile fame and wealth can be in sports.
Oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, he blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is. fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the landscape made it.
An economics expert explains Floyd Mayweather's financial situation, showing that his earnings and business deals were very complex. His longtime advisor and manager Al Heyman helped him get a 6-fight, $250 million contract, letting Mayweather choose his opponents while still earning money, a deal that was almost unheard of. The expert adds that Mayweather became one of the highest-paid athletes between 2012 and 2014, selling tickets and generating huge revenue. However, lawsuits claimed that even though he made hundreds of millions through different associates, he was underpaid in some major fights.
Mayweather get that 6-fight, $250 million contract, but what was unheard of about it, Mayweather got to pick his own opponents and still get paid. Mayweather, the persona he cultivated, whether you like it or not, has sold tickets. He was a big draw. He was the top earning athlete 2012 to 2014. Mayweather did his thing for sure. But in this lawsuit, it is alleged that while Mayweather was paid several $100 million through his different associated, those 6 fights with Showtime, and then after that, he did the Pacquiao, for which he received a $100 million check, but he was supposed to get $200 million. He got a $100 million check, but he was supposed to get. So it's easy to get blinded, like, it's a lot of money, but if you're supposed to get more, you're supposed to get more.
For example, Floyd Mayweather earned $100 million from the fight with Manny Pacquiao, even though he was supposed to get $200 million. The expert points out that when deals reach hundreds of millions, every mistake counts, and missing expected payments can cause serious financial stress. Al Heyman works quietly, but effectively, unlike promoters like Don King, managing fighters such as Adrian Broner and making major deals with Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar de la Hoya. The expert concludes that Mayweather's financial troubles are more about complex contracts and management than just how he spent his money.
He fought Conor McGregor, huge. He fought Pacquiao. So now he's talking about fighting Mike Tyson. He does seem to be having money problems. And I don't care how many goddamn watches he bought, the amount of money he made boxing, unless he's been getting swindled on the business end. Once you start getting into having hundreds of millions of dollars, you're getting $10, $15 million a year or 20, 30, $40 million a year in interest. Right? If you're just in the stock market is like doubled in the last 4 years, right? I mean, so Al Heyman is this. He's not like a Don King. He doesn't have that reputation. He has this, that he's a brilliant businessman. He stays totally in the shadow.
Analyst Fannin recently explained the legal steps Floyd Mayweather has taken, showing that his money problems have led him to sue former business partners. Even though he earned over $1 billion in his undefeated career, his spending, gambling, and tax issues have caused major challenges. Fannin says the lawsuits seem aimed at recovering money Mayweather thinks he is owed or fixing what he sees as mismanagement by people he once trusted. Throughout his career, Mayweather lived a lifestyle few could imagine.
According to TMZ, let's get to the TMZ. Floyd Mayweather sues Showtime, saying, "I'm missing hundreds of millions of dollars." Floyd Mayweather Jr. says he made over $1 billion in earnings over his legendary career, but the 50-0 fighter claims all the money didn't make it to his bank account. He is now suing Showtime, claiming they played a big role in his ex-manager screwing him out of hundreds of millions of dollars. In the lawsuit filed by Floyd in California and obtained by TMZ Sports, Mayweather says he's gunning to recover hundreds of millions of dollars in the misappropriated funds and damages resulting from long-running and elaborate financial fraud.
He had dozens of luxury cars, several private jets, and expensive properties while spending heavily on jewelry, gadgets, and lavish events. Gambling cost him millions, and unpaid taxes created more pressure. Even with huge earnings, these expenses led him to take legal action to protect his finances. Fannin points out that these lawsuits are not just about money, but also about safeguarding Mayweather's reputation and business. They show how complicated managing wealth can be, and that even the richest athletes can face serious financial and legal problems when their money is mismanaged or contested.
Those parties to see whether or not this is something that Floyd should have known about, or did know about, or maybe did not understand. Because it seems very, very funny that Floyd would not know that the money was getting paid to Al Haymon and not directly to him. Regardless, I don't know the outcome of that. I will talk about this though. The absolute blatant karma up in Floyd Mayweather's face for all the smack he talked about Muhammad Ali and how Muhammad Ali's name was only worth $50 million and he sold half of his name for $50 million and how he's made so much more money and that makes him all of that. Talked about how Muhammad Ali, I'm sure, or I don't know if he did, but I'd heard, talked about Floyd. Yeah, he did, because he talked about his money and how he had to sell his name because he didn't have his money.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. became known not only as a legendary boxer, but also as a symbol of extreme luxury. During his career, he showed off massive wealth, from dozens of luxury cars to several private jets, diamond-covered watches, and high-end gadgets. His lifestyle was so extravagant that he hired staff just to take care of his things, including someone who cleaned his cars every day. He spent tens of thousands each week at restaurants, gambled millions on sports, and threw huge amounts of cash at parties to display his fortune. However, recent reports and analysis, including comments from boxing commentators, show that beneath the flashy image, his financial situation is much more complicated.
That we're going to go through in this video. Now, I've been covering boxing for double-digit years. Allow me to take you through it. A simple Google search shows Floyd Mayweather. You type in his name, you're going to see some fight photos and whatnot. But the top stories, and there's multiple stories, and we're going to take a look at some of them. But as mentioned, Business Insider is now reporting what you see on the screen, that Floyd Mayweather is being accused in lawsuits of owing millions of dollars for luxury watches, gold, and rent on palatial apartment, right? The bullet points. Floyd was sued for allegedly failing to pay rent on a luxurious duplex in...
Even though Floyd Mayweather made over $1 billion in his career, his spending, gambling losses, and tax bills seem to have taken a big toll on his net worth. Stories of unpaid taxes, ongoing lawsuits, and signs of financial trouble contrast sharply with the wealthy and untouchable image he showed for years. This shows how risky extreme spending can be even for someone as successful as Mayweather. What once looked like endless wealth now serves as a warning of how unchecked luxury and poor money management can change even the richest athlete's fortune.
This sum represents the $500,000 in arrears plus late fees minus a deposit that Mayweather paid at the start of the lease and the $100,000 catch-up payment. So they deducted what he did submit when he was made aware of this, the $100K, and I guess a deposit. So the remaining balance is that. An attorney for Mayweather did not provide a comment by deadline. He has not responded to the lawsuit in court. In a separate legal matter, so we've already went over one with this luxury condo in Manhattan, right? But a separate legal matter, a Miami jeweler sued Floyd Mayweather last month, alleging the boxer owes more than $1 million for jewelry that he took but never paid for.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more. See you next time.